In this demo, I'm going to show you how to do pull requests with Git. And pull requests are basically code reviews. And if you're going to do code reviews using pull requests, it assumes that you're going to make your changes in a branch. And when you're done making those changes, you request that that branch gets merged back. To be honest, I'd kind of expect this to be called merge requests, but pull requests it is. And I'm going to do this demo in two parts. Part one, we're going to create the branch from a work item. So we're going to create the branch in the context of a piece of work in our project plan, make the changes in that branch, and then in part two, after we're done making those changes, we're going to request a merge using a pull request. This will kick off the code review process. We'll do some code reviews, we'll do a little bit of back and forth, some changes in that code, and yeah, Git pull requests. So part one, let's start with that branch. All right, so let's start this pull request demo. Thinking a little bit about when you'd use a pull request, well, a lot of times it's going to be related to some kind of piece of work you're doing that's in the project plan, or some work item that's stored inside of Azure DevOps. Whatever that is, you're doing it in the context of a plan, or some kind of planned work. So usually that would probably be some sort of a feature that someone wants you to work on. Now, here is the feature. Hello world should display a lucky number. Now I could go into Visual Studio, I could create a branch, do all my work, associate all my commits to this work item by putting $5 into all my commit messages. But a lot of times that's kind of a pain. Sometimes you forget to do it. And an easier way is to create a branch starting up on the server in Azure DevOps, and then the association is taken care of for you. So let's go into this work item. And when you look at this work item, you're going to think, I would never think you could create a branch from this. You can. It's buried in this menu right here. Open that menu, and we have an option that says New Branch. There's another way you can get to that menu, which is through boards. I'll do lots more on work item tracking and project management in Azure DevOps later in this course. For right now, just know that the boards view is your high-level view of what's happening in the project plan in your project. So here's that requirement, and I'm going to drag it into the doing column because I'm going to be working on it. And once again, we've got a little menu here. The menu is not visible unless you hover your mouse over it, so it's a little hard to discover sometimes. But there's the menu, and there's the option for New Branch. If you click on New Branch, you get the New Branch dialog. And you see down at the bottom, it's grabbed Hello World should display a lucky number, and it's ready to associate this new branch to that work item. I'm going to name this branch Hello World Lucky Number. Click Create Branch, and now we have that branch. Down in Visual Studio, we see no sign of this branch anywhere. You basically have to refresh your local version of the Git repo from the server. And you can do that with any of these buttons right here. Fetch, pull, or sync. Sync does a pull followed by a push. Do any of these and it will refresh your list of remote branches. I'm going to do sync. And on the left-hand side under the remote branches, we now see Hello World Lucky Number. We could either double click on that and that'll switch us into that context, or we can come over to this menu right here, pull that, go to remote branches, and then choose Hello World Lucky Number. We're now working in the context of that branch, and I'm going to go make a whole bunch of changes now and implement that feature. All right, so I've done the implementation. We make a call off to random number provider to get the lucky number. It's not particularly interesting. It just gets a number between 1 and 10 and returns it as a string. Okay, so that's the first part of the demo. The branch got created from the server. We picked up the branch using Visual Studio, made some changes in the branch, pushed those changes back up to the server. And in the next part of the demo, we're going to create a pull request and review our changes using that pull request.